Did you know that Earth, Wind, and Fire got their band name from an astrologer? The astrologer's name was James Black. Born sometime between 1897 and 1900, James Black was one of the first popular Black astrologers in the United States. According to Black, his interest in astrology began one night in 1907 when he was just 9 years old. There was an oak tree by his house that he would sit under as a young boy and look up at the stars. One night when he went out there, he was greeted by an old Black man straight from Africa who claimed to be 115 years old, and according to Black, had the papers to prove it. The man claimed to be living in an abandoned mine near Black's house. He was an expert in West African astronomy and lore and taught Black everything that he knew about astrology, astronomy, and African mysticism until he said his mission had been completed. Black believed that the stars, planets, and universe were ran by an unseen power that keeps us all in a perpetual state of motion or flux. He also believed that Black people were the first ones to practice astrology and that the heavens hold the entire history of mankind and serve as a living Bible. He was able to trace the rise and fall of African empires through the use of astrology and was even able to find astrological patterns for the transatlantic slave trade. For American race relations, he claimed that Jupiter rules Black people and Mercury rules white people. James Black started working professionally as an astrologer in 1934, and in 1948 he started teaching his first students after rising to prominence for correctly predicting that Truman would win the presidency. In his 1977 interview, available on the Library of Congress's website, he mentions that African American interest in astrology skyrocketed in 1963 as Black people in America were becoming more comfortable with exploring methods of spirituality outside of Christianity. In 1970, James Black was approached by Maurice White, the leader of Earth, Wind, and Fire. Using the various sun signs of the group members and cross-referencing that with the elements occupied in Maurice White's birth chart, James Black birthed the name Earth, Wind, and Fire for the famous group. Black used wind to replace air because he thought it sounded better. Black didn't just help them find a name, though. He also helped them find the exact time that they should arrive to their first audition ever and the exact time to leave Chicago for LA for that audition so that it would be a success. Considering the success that Earth, Wind, and Fire had and continues to have today, I'd say that James Black most certainly gave them the right times. That's your Black astrology history for this week. In honor of Black History Month, there will be more videos to come. Did you know who James Black was? Did any of this information surprise you? Please let me know in the comments. And of course, I would like to extend a very, very big thank you to James Black for paving the way for all of us Black astrologers in the United States today. And I would love to give a big shout out to this mysterious 115-year-old African man who taught him everything he knows.